Good morning, student. Today I am going to teach a new poem, The Schoolboy, written by William Black. Now, this poem is dealing with a boy who likes outdoor life. He did not like to go to school and study. So, first I will be telling you about the summary of the poem, and then I will be doing the explanation of the poem. So, let's start. So children, I am going to start the summary of the poem. The poem throws light on the mindset of a schoolboy. He is unhappy. The poem throws light on the mindset of a schoolboy. He is unhappy. He loves outdoor life. He hears the birds sing. The blowing of horn by the huntsman pleases him. He wants to enjoy the company of the skylark, but he can find such joy only on a summer morning. Instead of living like a free bird, the boy is made to go to school. It makes him sad. He hates going to school because of his cruel old teacher. So, children, instead of living like a free bird, the boy is made to go to school. So, he is very sad. Deliberately, he has to go to school. It makes him sad. He hates going to school because of his cruel old teacher. There are small children spending the day from morning to evening, and they get disappointed. Sometimes the boy sits for hours with his head hanging down, but he is caged. He finds no joy in reading his book. The school is a cheerless place for him. He gets fed up with the shower of words from his teacher. So children, what he's done, the boy he sits for hour with his head hanging down, because as if he is caged, because he is always scolded and insulted in the school by his teacher. The school has become an unhappy place for him. He gets fed up with the shower of words from his teacher. It seems that his teacher used to pass sarcastic remarks to him, so he is very sad, and that is why he is avoiding to go to the school. And he feel peace with the nature, and that's why he like to pass his time outdoor. The boy compare himself to a bird who is born free to fly and enjoy life, but he is caged. He cannot sing in a cage. The boy has the feeling of being a prisoner at school. He is all the time afraid of the teacher. As a caged bird, he lets his wings droop down and forget to share the joy of spring. The poet calls upon the parents not to be so harsh or cruel to the children. School-going kids are as delicate as birds and flowers. They need fresh air and free movement to grow healthy and happy. Keep them under excess cage will make them unhappy. If a plant is denied air and is kept in dark, it won't grow well and never bear fruit. So the poet calls upon the parents, and he is telling to the parents on behalf of the children. He is requesting the parents not to be harsh or cruel to their children. School-going kids are as delicate as birds and flowers. They need fresh air and free movement to grow healthy and happy. Keeping them under excess cage will make them unhappy. So, if a plant is denied air and is kept in dark, it won't grow well and never bear fruit. Now, comparing himself with a plant who is always kept in dark. Kept in dark, that means he is always having a sad life. Dark life of sadness. It won't grow well and never bear fruit. And he is telling about himself, comparing with the plant, that plant, it will not grow, it will not have its growth properly, and it will never bear fruit. So instead of plant, he is hinting the things for himself. He is want to tell that if everybody will scold him, our growth will and development will not be proper, and hence we will not be able to flourish. So now children, let me read the poem. The schoolboy in the poem is not a happy child. What makes him unhappy? Why does he compare himself to a bird that lives in a cage, or a plant that withers when it should blossom? I love to rise in a summer morning when the birds sing on every tree, the distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Of what sweet company! I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree, the distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Of what sweet company! But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives still joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Oh, then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower. Worn through with a dreary shower, how can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing, and forget his youthful spring? O father and mother, if birds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? So see, now I will be explaining you the poem. Now first I will be telling you about the new words. So children, the first stanza, I love to rise in a summer morning when the birds sing on every tree, the distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! So first of all, summer is a season. Distance, far off. What is the meaning of distance? Far off. Huntsman. Huntsmans are hunter. And wind, of course, wind blows. Here the blowing of the wind is emphasized. And skylark is a song of a bird. Skylark is a bird which sings sweetly. Okay. So here children, I love to rise in a summer morning. Now children, here I refer to the school boy who goes to the school and he doesn't like to go to the school because I've already told you the reason why he doesn't want to go to school. So I love to rise in a summer morning. Now he loves to rise in the morning of the summer when the bird sings on every tree. And children, when the bird sings on every tree, the distant huntsman winds his horn. Distant huntsman, children, what is the huntsman is doing? He is blowing his horn. Okay, distant huntsman. Huntsmen are hunters and they are blowing his horn, signing that they are going for hunting. And the skylark sings with me. Skylark is an skylark is a bird, a small bird which always sings. Oh, what sweet company! So he's telling what is sweet company. Sweet company of what? Sweet company of birds. Okay, and he is interested in the sweet company of bird. He is interested in finding the company of bird and he want to be with nature. It give him his peace of mind. So children, this is school boy. He is rising in the summer morning when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn. That means children, he likes to live with nature. He loves nature. He likes to live with nature. And the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company. Now children, he told the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company. Now he is very much excited to have a sweet company of the skylark. Well, now the second paragraph. But to go to school in a summer morning or it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and despair. Now children, he is telling, as you can see in the picture, the schoolboy is sitting and his intention, see from the expression, he doesn't like to like his study. Now children, drive means destroys or kills. Cruel eye outworn, that means the unkind watchfulness of the eyes. Little ones is the small children. Sighing, mourning, dismay is disappointment. So who speak this line first of all? So it is the little boy who is speaking this line. He is unwilling to go to the school because he will miss the joys of the summer morning. He did not want to go to school actually because he is having some problem in his school. Now children, he is feeling that the eyes of the teachers are very cruel. She is not behaving with him in a very proper manner. Okay, and what impression he had about his teacher? So he had a very cruel impression of his teacher. He is a weary and old person. Okay, which word here means disappointment? So it is dismay. Dismay means disappointment. So but to go to school in a summer morning, oh, it drives all joy away. Now children, he is telling that he went to the school in a summer morning and it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn. Now children, he is telling he did not want to go to school. He liked to enjoy in a summer morning. Okay, when he goes to school, he forget all his happiness and joy. Under a cruel eye outworn, he is avoiding to go to the school because somebody is very cruel to him, and it is his teacher. The little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Now children, he is very much disappointed. All the little ones, that means the students, are sometimes very disappointed with the teacher who are a bit cruel according to the child. The teacher may be strict, but according to the child, the teacher is cruel to him. Now the third one. And then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. And then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. So children, here the new words meaning are: drooping means depressed, with head down. Okay, sitting in a very depressed manner, as you can see. You can see from the picture itself. Anxious is unpleasant, delight is joy, learning's board, classroom, which is a temple of learning, worn through, weary, dreary is cheerless, a shower, volley of words. Now children, he is telling, and then at times I drooping sit. That means he is very sad. He is dropping his head down and he is sitting and completing his word and spending many an anxious hour. Anxious means unpleasant hour. He is spending many unpleasant hour. Nor in my book can I take delight. Now he is taking, nor in my book can I take delight. That he don't want to take delight in his book. Nor sit in learning bower. Nor sit in learning bower, worn through with the dreary shower. He is telling, learning bower is a classroom which is a temple of learning, and worn through is weary means to upset, and dreary is cheerless. Shower, volley of words. Now, nor in my books can I take delight. Now the child is taking, he is not able to take delight in his now the child is not able to take delight in his studies, nor sit in learning's bower. Learning bower is a classroom which is a temple of learning. Now children, though for the teachers and students, a school should be like a temple of learning, but he is not taking delight in going there. He is very upset to go there. He feels very sad to go there, as he is showered by the harsh word by his teacher. Worn through with a dreary shower. Worn through is very much worried, and dreary is cheerless by the cheerless words of his teacher. Maybe he must have caused some mistake, but that he is very upset due to the some harsh word spoken by his teacher. So he is very sad. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wings and forget his youthful spring? Now, children, the new word here is, now children, in the above paragraph, the speaker here is a school boy. Now this type of question can come in the extract book, who is a teacher, so who is speaking. So it is the school boy who is speaking, and why he is feeling sad, because he is forced to go to school against his will. Okay, what are his problems? So we can say that he was forced to go to school against his will because teachers were very hard, teachers was very harsh with him. Okay, he feels that teacher do not love him, and that's why he does not show any interest in his study. He is fed up, children, he is fed up with the teacher. And here one word is used, anxious. Anxious means unpleasant. So these are the things these are the main reason that why he did not want to go. Now the fourth stanza, I told you that some new words you have to write it. Cage, a box made of bars or wire to keep a bird or animal. A box made of bars or wire to keep a bird or animal. Annoy means irritate, trouble, bother. Tender means soft. Youthful, delightful. Youthful means delightful. Now children, here the speaker compared himself to a bird, and the speaker compares his school to a cage. Now he himself is a bird and the school is a cage, and I think everybody know that the birds are never happy in cage, they lose their freedom. So here the boy, since he is comparing himself with a bird and the school he is comparing with a cage, so the boy wants that he should live a free life, he should live a independent life, he should play and study with a good mood in his school, not with a bad mood because the teacher shouts on him. The speaker does not like his teacher because the teacher is unkind to him, a bit cruel to him, a bit harsh to him, so he doesn't like his teacher. And children, one difficult expression is there. The meaning of youthful spring is it means movement in high spirit. This is a difficult expression of the poem. So here the youthful spring means the movement in high spirit. So now I will be explaining the poem. How can the bird that is born for joy? Now he is comparing with the bird, and he is comparing the school in a cage. So he is telling how can the bird who is to be caged can sing with happiness and can feel happy. How can a child when fears annoy but droop his tender wing? Now children, how can a child when fears annoy? He is so scared with his teacher that he is unhappy, he is irritated, he is annoyed, but he is helpless, he can't do anything but droop his tender wing. But droop his tender wing. Tender means soft, and children, that bird, when that bird is caged, so what happened? It put its head down, it droops its tender wings. Okay, that means it is a sign of the unhappiness. And forget his youthful spring. Youthful spring, I told you that the movement in high spirit is the high spirit in the child is not left. Like the bird when it is caged, it becomes very sad, the movement in high spirits, okay, that is not there in them. So he is telling that he is not happy at all because the unkindness of his teacher. Now children, here's the message of the poem. In this is showing the message. Let me read. Oh father and mother, if birds are nipped, okay, and blossom blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? O father and mother, if birds are nipped. O father and mother, if the birds are nipped. That means birds means the newly born flowers. Nipped means crushed. So again he is compare himself with a bud of a flower. He is telling, oh father and mother, he is telling to his parents that if the newly born flowers are crushed and blossom blown away, and blossom means the flowers blown away, they are destroyed, not only crushed but they are destroyed. And if the tender plants are striped means robbed, okay, the small and delicate plants, they are denied, they are robbed in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay. By sorrow and cares means is telling that how can that flower can be blooming, it is already destroyed, it is not able to enjoy in the spring season, okay. He is dismayed, he is very sad. How shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? It's a very nice line of the poem by William Black, and he is telling how shall the summer arise in joy, how we can be happy in summer when and if we will be crushed, then how they will become disappointed, and how they will not be able to flourish in the summer season, okay. They will not be able to flourish in the summer season. So he want to tell that the poets call upon the parents not to be so harsh and so cruel to the children. School going kids are so delicate like birds and flowers, and they need fresh air and free movement to grow healthy and happy life. Now he is telling, if keeping them under excess cage will make them unhappy. If a plant is denied air and is kept in dark, it won't grow well and never bear fruits, okay. So children, he is telling his feeling to the parent. In fact, he is telling all about himself and the children who suffer. He is telling this thing to the parent, okay. And he is telling, if the delicate flowers will be crushed and they will be blown away or destroyed, then how they are going to bloom in the spring day, how they are going to be blooming in the spring day. So children, here let me tell you, the boy is comparing himself with the birds and flowers. Now he is telling that if the gardener is cruel and careless, then they won't grow well and bear fruits in spring. And the children need to grow healthy and happy in fresh air and free movement. What will spoil their childhood? Children, cares and sorrow will spoil their childhood. What message does the poet convey through this line? Parents should not be harsh and cruel to the children. Parents should not be cruel and harsh to the children. So children, with this I end the poem, and now I will be discussing the question and answer with you. So my first question, find 3 or 4 words, phrases in stanza 1 that reflect the child happiness and joy. The word phrases that reflects the child happiness are the song of birds and the skylark and the sound of hunter's horn. The word phrases that reflects the child happiness are the songs of bird and the skylarks and the sound of hunter's horn. Now children, in stanza 2 the mood changes. Which word phrases reflect the change mood? So which word reflects the changing of the mood? So it is a third one. No, it is the three. The words and phrases reflecting the child moods are the three children difficult phrases which I explained you. Drives all joy away, cruel eye outworn, and sighing and dismay. Sighing and dismay. Drives all joy away, cruel eye outworn, sighing and dismay. Now a cruel eye outworn means the classroom which is shabby. The third one, the dull uninspiring life at school with lots of work and no play. Now not sit in leaning bowers worn through with the dreary shower. Okay, which of the following is a close paraphrase of the lines above? So it is the second one. The correct answer is the second one. Second point, that nor can I learn anything at school through teachers go on lecturing and explaining. Okay, because they are harsh. Now children, apart from that, in the long question the summary of the poem can come. Okay, and children, you can see the rhyming scheme. How to find the rhyming scheme, let me tell you. So like mourn, how to find the rhyming scheme of the poem. Let's see. You can see the words which is having the same sound, like mourn and horn. Then tree and company. So the rhyming scheme is A B A B. Okay, so this is the rhyming scheme of the first stanza. Now the second. In the second stanza, mourn and outworn. Then away and dismay. So again the rhyming scheme is A B A B. We always rhyme scheme with the small letter. Then children, we will come to the third stanza. Hour, bower, shower. Okay. Then and delight. So A B A B. This is the rhyming scheme here. Then the last stanza here. Joy, annoy. Sing, wing, spring. So A B A B A A B A B A. This is the rhyming scheme of the fourth stanza. Now nipped, striped. Away. No, well, let me do it again. Nipped, striped, away and day, then dismay. Okay, so this is here I found the rhyming scheme of the poem. And children, then the long question can come, write the summary of the poem, or we can say this type of question can come in the examination, that what is the relationship between the boy and the teacher. Yeah, why the boy was unhappy. Okay, so write it in detail. Why then also in directly you have to write the summary of the school. Okay, then compare the boy happiness, why he was happy and why he was unhappy, which regions make him unhappy, and what the message he gave at the last. So these are the some of the words which can come in the long question. So children, with this I complete the poem. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Good day.